Hi, I'm John Judson, Senior Pastor here at First Presbyterian Church of Birmingham, where as everybody's church, we commit ourselves to serving Christ by cultivating mission, inclusion, and community. I want to welcome you to our 2014 annual report. This has been a great year. It brought to us Bethany Peerbolt, our new youth director, Larry Mallover, our new building supervisor, a refocus of Pastor Amy's job to that of missions and adult spiritual formation, continued growth in our All Abilities Inclusion Ministry, the funding of a water well in Kenya, a mission team sent to Mexico, a new website, a growing presence at Alcott Elementary School, and, well, the list goes on and on. You'll hear more about many of these efforts from our staff members who you'll meet in this video. We also participated in the meeting of the PCUSA General Assembly held here in Detroit at Cobo Hall. Kathy Nyberg served as a delegate. Andrew Herbrook helped plan worship and led the choir. Pastor Amy wrote some liturgy and led in worship, as did Terry Cheney. Others of you helped man the assistance booth, sang in the choir, or did a variety of other things. We also received the first John D. Sherrick Justice Award for our work in the area of inclusion. Your presence not only made the meeting a success, but helped visitors see Detroit as a place with a great past, present, and future. 2014 also saw the completion of our Vision campaign with a total pledges of over $1.2 million. It also saw us set recent records for the number of adult new members received, as well as the first increase in worship attendance in more than a decade. In terms of the session, they, along with the staff, have begun critical conversations about the kind of disciples we as Everybody's Church ought to be producing. Our hope is that these conversations will help us to focus on how we make disciples of all ages. I continue to be excited to work with the best staff in the world, an engaged session, and all of you. Your prayers, presence, participation, and pledges are what make our church the amazing place that it is. And now, you get to meet the best staff in the world and hear about many of the wonderful things taking place in your church community. Thanks for watching.
I'm Amy Morgan, Associate Pastor for Mission and Community. Since transitioning to this new ministry role this fall, I've been working as the staff liaison to the deacons and mission outreach ministries. I've also been working on redeveloping our ministry team for adult education and faith formation. I've also continued teaching our confirmation class, and we have an outstanding group of students and covenant partners this year. We're using the flipping the classroom approach to teaching, utilizing the framework of our 5-part story of faith. Students and their covenant partners watch a video that teaches the theology, doctrine, and biblical foundations of one of the parts of our story. In class, we share what we've learned and practice applying it to our lives. Students and covenant partners have responded enthusiastically to this approach, and they are learning and growing together. In the area of adult faith formation, I've initiated 2 new opportunities intended to connect with those who might not be engaged by our traditional adult education activities. The first initiative is called Untapped Questions. Untapped Questions provides adults an opportunity to discuss and assess how our Christian faith intersects with current cultural, political, environmental, and social issues. Typically, this group of adults meets on the first Thursday evening of the month at a local restaurant or coffee bar. Recent topics have included ISIS and the conflict in Syria, the Bible and its teaching about homosexuality, race relations in the United States, and the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. All are welcome at these monthly meetings. The second initiative I've launched this fall is called the Christian Collective. This is a new model for faith formation that takes place in the context of an at-home gathering. A small group of facilitators has created a catalog of topics ranging from biblical studies to prayer practices, learning about other religions to addressing the intersections of faith and culture. Anyone is welcome to host a gathering, choose a topic, and invite friends to join in a fun, casual learning environment. Our first gathering this fall was fantastic, and several other gatherings are scheduled or in the planning stages. While working on getting these two initiatives off the ground, I've also been collaborating with other staff members on the fall kickoff and ministry fair, the Wednesday evening programs, and Sunday morning worship. Our Mexico mission teams are preparing for both the medical mission trip led by Cindy Merton and the construction mission that I will lead this summer. The work we do in partnership with Yucatan Peninsula Missions continues to improve the lives of our brothers and sisters in Mexico and transform the lives of those who participate in these mission trips. We are grateful for the generous support of this church and the many members who support these missions with their gifts, funds, and prayers. I truly love serving here at Everybody's Church, and I'm looking forward to the year ahead as we serve Christ together.
Hi, I'm Cindy Merton, Director of Christian Education and All Abilities Inclusion Ministries. The bulk of my ministry at FPC involves children and families. In Worship Wonder, Crosswalks, the nurseries, and Vacation Bible School, we seek to share God's endless love and help children and families embrace God's wonder, mystery, and presence in their everyday lives. I'm blessed to work with a wonderful team of staff and volunteers, as this is indeed a whole church ministry. In our specially designed classrooms, our K through 5th graders study one Bible story for 3 to 4 weeks, learning it in a different way each week, through art, music, cooking, drama, computers, video, science, or games. This year, we incorporated 3 new exciting mediums for learning into our lessons. Children created with Legos and then retold the stories of Zacchaeus on video. With iPads, they explored biblical stories, and they told the creation story by creating their own Animoto videos. In addition, our Milestones program instructs parents and children together from age 3 through 5th grade on spiritual practices and worship participation. We continue to emphasize the intergenerational inclusion of children, youth, and adults of all abilities in the life of this church and beyond. VBS is one of those intergenerational experiences which on the surface may look like a children's program, but in fact builds relationships among people of all ages. This year, our Vacation Bible School was full by early April, and 127 children attended. In order to make it all happen, 70+ volunteers and staff of all ages worked together to make the whole week a memorable one. Our Rejoicing Spirits community, a place where the gifts of all are affirmed and celebrated, has grown to 2 worship services, with meals following each one, and attendance has moved upward between 70 and 100+. We also now partner with Farr Conservatory to hold monthly social events. Working on an Eagle Scout project with high school senior Cameron Scott was a highlight for me, as together with staff, he created an inclusion resource video called Creating a Culture of Inclusion, which was then given to all General Assembly commissioners and is now on our church website as a free resource. Make sure you read Cam's own faith story on the website. Finally, helping to make a difference in the lives of children extends beyond our doors and to Alcott Elementary School in Pontiac. Along with Kathy Nyberg and Stephanie Coomer, I coordinate with community partners and write grants for this ministry. With your help, we provided backpacks filled with school supplies, food baskets and turkeys for 50 families at holidays, winter outerwear for many children, and much needed teacher support. First Foundation also provided iPads for the school's STEM program, food for families, and funding for Deb Vanderlyn, who leads an after-school African drumming group. I am privileged and excited to be a part of a place where together we seek to be a visible sign of God's presence transforming the world.
Hello, my name is Andrew Herbrook. I'm the Director of Music Ministries here at First Presbyterian. As director, I direct the chancel choir and the handbell choir. I also play for all of our worship services, including our Wednesday evening chapel service and our Sunday evening Rejoicing Spirit service. This past year has been an exciting time for the music department. It has been a year marked not only a numerical growth, but a growth in relationship, fellowship, and quality. In June, the chancel choir sang The Acts of the Apostles, an oratorio composed by Harvard-based composer Carson Kuhlman. This was only the third performance of the work, having previously been performed at Harvard University and in California. In the past year, the choir has added 9 new voices to its ranks. 2 of those are through our new Choral Scholars program, Carrie Hart and Jacob Serzin. Funded by First Foundation, the Choral Scholars program is for currently enrolled collegiate music majors who aim to gain experience in leading warm-ups and sectionals, sing solo and small ensemble pieces, and get exposure to sacred choral literature. This year was also the relaunch of our concert series, Concerts at First. Again, thank you to First Foundation, which is underwriting our first year. In September, we welcomed Jolie Rock Brown and Audrey Dubois Harris, who presented a concert of hymns in a jazz, classical, and gospel styles. In celebration of the 5th anniversary of our Nichols and Simpson pipe organ, renowned organist Christopher Houlihan presented a fantastic, virtuosic concert showing the full dynamic range of our pipe organ, an organ that continues to be hailed as one of the finest in the region. Our final concert in 2014 was the Alma College Festival of Carols. Nearly 400 concert attenders and 135 singers filled our sanctuary for this holiday concert, which for the first time in Alma's history was taken on the road. FPC Ringers, our handbell choir, continues to play monthly in worship. Our group is comprised of members from FPC as well as members from other congregations who are attracted to us by our high standards and original programming. In February, our choir participated in a workshop and mass ring event in Clio, Michigan. In April of the coming year, the FPC Ringers will head to Mackinac Island for a workshop where our choir will have the honor of presenting a solo piece. The success of this past year is due in no small part to our amazing music staff. Sue Cones, who leads the carol, chapel, and youth choirs, Samantha Little, director of music makers, our choir for our youngest choristers, and Ben Cones, director of the trombone choir. We are also blessed by the presence of our choir section leaders, Allison Vernon, Deb Vanderlyn, Kent Waddleworth, and Alex Walker. In the coming year, we are committed to continuing the tremendous musical legacy of First Presbyterian.
Hello, I'm Reverend Joanne Blair, Assistant Pastor for Inclusion and Pastoral Care. I asked myself, what word would I choose to sum up this past year at FPC? And the word relationship came to mind. It seems to me that everything we do as a church stems from relationship. Relationship with each other, relationship with those outside these walls, and most importantly, relationship with God. This year has been a big one as far as expanding current relationships and fostering new ones. Our inclusion program on Sunday mornings for children and youth of all abilities continues to grow. What was once a little understood novelty has now become part of our ethos or culture, and we are developing a reputation as such. In the past year, I have met with leaders from 8 different churches of various denominations, asking for guidance on how they, too, might become more inclusive. FPC is truly becoming one of the leaders in this area of ministry. But it is the building of relationships that truly gives this ministry life and meaning. Speaking of relationships, the Rejoicing Spirits worship services that are held here twice monthly have developed into a community. You heard earlier from Cindy Merton about Rejoicing Spirits. What you may not know is that Terry and Marcy Cheney go into group homes and provide spiritual formation. I have the privilege of going into 2 homes with them, and the trust and friendships that have developed are truly amazing. This is the church, being the church. We are seen as a welcoming and loving people. We at FPC are a welcoming and loving people, and we all have gifts to share. We are all called to minister in some way. For some of us, that call is in the area of caregiving. I am so excited to announce that we are bringing Stephen Ministry to FPC. Stephen Ministry is a group of trained, committed, supervise lay people who provide one-to-one Christian care to hurting people. You will be hearing much more about this in the coming year. Over the past year, I've instituted a traveling tea party. This tea party travels to senior centers, nursing homes, group homes, and single residences, and it has been a big hit. After all, who doesn't like tea and cookies? The necessary ingredients are all in the kit. All we need to add are hot water and smiles. It's an easy way to build and foster relationships. I invite you to come to my office, sign out a kit, and brighten someone's day. Jesus said, "Come and see." That is my hope for this congregation as we move forward into the new year. Come and see what God has in store for you.
It feels like I've met everyone in Birmingham, but in case I haven't met you yet, I'll introduce myself. I am Bethany Peerbolt, and I was hired in August as the Director of Youth Ministries. I have worked in youth ministry in an official capacity for 5 years, and have felt a call to make it my life's work about 2 years ago. I'm currently working on my Master's of Divinity at Ecumenical Theological Seminary, and am under care at Milford Presbyterian Church as an inquirer for ministry. In addition to working with youth, God has also placed on my heart a passion to make churches more accessible and inclusive for people and families with special needs. I am so excited to be working here at Everybody's Church, and have thoroughly enjoyed the past few months here. Before I got here, the youth program did some exciting things. The youth have told me about their involvement at VBS and at General Assembly. I have also heard about their summer service blast, where they spent a week volunteering and building fellowship together. They were also excited to tell me about their ski retreat and their trip to Kalahari, both of which seemed to help grow them personally and spiritually. The first event I went to was to the Michigan Renaissance Festival, which was planned by the summer intern. We helped collect canned goods while enjoying the festival ourselves. We have also spent a weekend camping at Skyline. It rained all weekend, but it gave me a great opportunity to get to know the kids, and they got to show me around Skyline. I got to know even more kids at our Guardians of the Galaxy lock-in, where we looked at how God uses regular people to do incredible things. One incredible thing that we did in November was to rake leaves for members of the congregation. We raked 3 houses in 3 hours on a rainy and cold morning. The youth also helped set up and serve at the fall kickoff at the church. Recently, we took a large group of youth to see the new Hunger Games movie, and they played laser tag for the rest of the night. Just last month, we had our Christmas party, where we got decked out in ugly sweaters and played games and decorated cookies. Every event has been a great way to build relationships and to grow in faith. In addition to our monthly events, the youth meet every Sunday for Bible lessons in the youth room. Our middle school students have met during the morning worship, and our lessons give us time for extra games afterwards and socializing. We have covered topics like being better together and identity. These units have given the youth an opportunity to identify what is unique in themselves and how their talents fit into a group. The high school students have met at a few different times, but I think we've finally found a time slot that works well for everyone. We meet on the 2nd and 4th Sundays from 6 to 7 p.m. This offers a chance for eating with the Rejoicing Spirits community and then having time for Bible study. With the older youth, we are working our way through the Bible, starting, of course, in Genesis. I look forward to the next year, getting to know more youth and to getting to know this church better.
Hi, I'm Nancy Quigley, the Educational Administrative Assistant here at FPC. I provide administrative support to Cindy Merton, Joanne Blair, Bethany Peerbolt, and Amy Morgan for the Children's Ministries, Inclusion Ministries, Youth Ministries, and Confirmation programs. I assist with the preparations for the weekly Sunday morning programs for the nurseries, Worship Wonder, Crosswalks, and Youth, and provide backup where needed. I also assist with the preparations for Rejoicing Spirit services and Wednesday evening projects, special events such as the Fall Kickoff, Advent, the Easter Egg Hunt, and Teacher Appreciation, and age-related classes like Sacraments, Walk Through the Bible, and Confirmation. I work with membership development to help identify and welcome new families on Sundays. We also work together on the accuracy of the FPC data. I manage the weekly attendance records and the online and paper registrations for children's programs, Vacation Bible School, and special events. I am the administrative assistant to the leaders of the Alcott Elementary Volunteer Program and help with the coordinating and delivering of donations to Alcott. Each time we hire a new employee, or more frequently receive a new volunteer, they are asked to complete a background screening form, which I then run through a national database to clear them for employment or a volunteer position. This is done for all of our children's and youth program volunteers, including many VBS volunteers and our entire team of Alcott volunteers. Looking back at 2014, I am especially proud to be a part of the growing AIM program. I personally came to appreciate the efforts of others who welcome and assist those who need some assistance when I spent an extended period of time needing to use a wheelchair, scooter, and walker during the first half of 2014. So many people here, and especially those working in the AIM program, offered support and listened when I was frustrated with the hurdles I encountered at times here in the building. FPC has made some great changes since early 2014 to make this building more accessible. Of course, I also feel a tremendous sense of pride as I watch the children and youth advance another year. And it's so fun to welcome new children, youth, and their families to FPC. I look forward to 2015 and the continued growth of all of the exciting programs here at FPC.
Hello, my name is Carl Fisher, and I serve as the business manager here at First Presbyterian Church. The business manager is responsible for the care of our property and the management of our finances. I report to Pastor Judson, and I supervise the financial assistant and the head sexton. It is exciting to be a member of this very professional and dedicated team. The staff at FPC all work together in order to accomplish our goals. So in addition to finance and property care matters, you'll often find me changing light bulbs, carrying tables and chairs, or helping to create Advent materials for use by the congregation. One of the highlights for me in 2014 was working on the Vision campaign, helping to lay out the most pressing needs for the church, working to launch the campaign, and now seeing the vision become reality. We've already made some much needed repairs to about a third of our roof, repaved our parking lot, increased our commitment to the differently able, and hired a part-time director of youth ministries. We've installed a lift to provide access to all for Knox Hall, renovated a restroom for disabled accessibility, and improved our sanctuary sound system. Next up is to move our main office to the rear of the building in order to better serve our members and guests, improve the lighting in the sanctuary, replace our main boilers, and renovate Calvin Hall. Of the $1.2 million we, the congregation, have pledged for 2014, 2015, and 2016, more than $450,000 has already been provided, and we are confident that we'll be able to pay as we go as we see the vision become reality. Like many of you, I feel blessed to be a member of First Presbyterian Church.
My name is Heidi Wilkinson, and I am the director of the First Presbyterian Hand in Hand Early Learning Center. There have been many wonderful things that have happened in our church over this past year, but as it relates to the Hand in Hand program, I have to say how excited I am about the expansion of our program and the growing partnership with the church. The Hand in Hand Early Learning Center has grown to 140 children ranging in age from 4 months through 5 years. We now employ 8 church members, which is 38% of our total staff of teachers. 12% of our enrolled Hand in Hand families are church members, which is an increase over last year. We continue to have large numbers of families enrolled from our immediate neighborhood, but we are expanding further into other neighborhoods such as Royal Oak, West Bloomfield, Livonia, Rochester, Commerce Township, and Brighton. Over this past year, we moved some of our rooms around to accommodate the growing numbers. I also feel very strongly about our relationship with the church and the importance of communicating information to our hand-in-hand families about all the wonderful events and opportunities our church has to offer. Because of the communication, our hand-in-hand families have participated in family movie night, the Monday Stay and Play program, Pam Smith's fitness classes, and they bring their children each week to the Music Makers Choir. As a center project, we partner with the church membership in the annual Every Family Feed a Family food drive, and our families donate items throughout the year to the Faith Communities Coalition on Foster Care, coordinated by Reverend Dr. Kate Thorson. Each year, a handful of our families start to attend church services, and some join the church. What struck me as an indicator that our families are interested and involved is the numbers from this past summer's Vacation Bible School program. The number has been increasing each year, but this past summer, 74 children were enrolled in the program, which are currently enrolled in the Hand-in-Hand program. This is an important number because we only have a small percentage of church members in our program, so we really are reaching out to the community. We are so blessed to be a part of this church and be a willing disciple to spread the word about this great place. Our Hand-in-Hand mission statement embodies our beliefs and our actions. Our mission statement is, the First Presbyterian Hand-in-Hand Early Learning Center partners with children and their families to foster social, cognitive, and emotional growth through creative learning in a loving Christian-centered environment, and we encourage excellence in academics, moral character, and service to others. Thank you.
My name is Jan Peters, and I'm the Office Administrator for First Presbyterian Church. I've been a member of First Presbyterian Church for 42 years and was lucky enough to join the staff in 1984. This church has meant a great deal to me in so many ways. I find each day interesting, exciting, and challenging. It makes me so happy to think how far we have come in our welcoming of all people who enter our church. One of my responsibilities is keeping the church calendar and scheduling the events that take place in this beautiful facility. Let me list a few of the groups we welcome on a regular basis. AA Men's Group and Al-Anon have met here every Monday night for many years, and the women meet on Thursday mornings. The American Red Cross, Boy Scout Troop 1001, Girl Scouts, Great Lakes Bead Worker Guild, Louise Sachs Parliamentary Unit schedule several meetings during the year. Each March, the Michigan Festival of Music, which involves 700 or more children in piano competition, use all our rooms in our building for a day. We offer several concerts throughout the year for everyone's enjoyment. We provide space for the South Oakland Shelter for the Homeless, usually in February or March for 1 week. Skyline Camp and Conference Center keeps an office here in the church. Variety Farr Conservatory is housed here, as well as the Samaritan Counseling Center office. And of course, we have a top-notch nursery school. Various recitals with receptions take place throughout the year. We are always available for presbytery, committee meetings, and the City of Birmingham uses Calvin Hall for a voting precinct. The Birmingham Senior Men's Group and the Community House use our parking lot for parking their cars while taking various trips. These are just a few of the groups who request use of our space, therefore helping us reach out to the community. We truly are everybody's church, and I am so proud to be a part of this wonderful congregation and talented staff.
Hello everyone, I'm Kate Thorson, Parish Associate here for Foster Adoptive Families Partnerships. I'd like to thank all of you for the many ways that you have been helping our children and youth in foster care. You often lift up prayers on behalf of our foster children in our worship services, as well as in your own homes. And many of you have expressed care in tangible ways as well. The following are just a few examples of the ways your donations are working. First Pres has been a wraparound family for one of our own foster families. You provide funding for enrichment opportunities, clothing, and various needs. Much of the baby and children's equipment and clothing go to foster families through the Oakland County Foster Closet. You have a special heart for our youth in foster care. At the recent Warriors Banquet held at Wayne State University, our students from foster care were honored there. First Pres, as everybody's church, was also recognized as one of the community sponsors because of the gift cards, clothing, and supplies you continue to donate. You helped us sponsor the recent Christmas party for some of our Oakland County foster youth. In the recent donation drive for cribs and pack and plays, you helped to prevent babies going into foster care. We've been able to cover emergency needs of school-aged children who are in foster care. And also, you provide the home base for the statewide Communities Coalition on Foster Care. Besides serving here as First Pres, I also coordinate this grassroots volunteer organization. Our purpose is to connect our many congregations with our 12,800 Michigan foster kids. Amazing things continue to happen as our congregations get together and help meet the needs of our children, youth, and families in foster care. There are now some 200 congregations that partner with one of the 30 local agencies throughout Michigan. We meet in 12 different regions with 18 co-leaders helping to organize these meetings. So thank you all for your ongoing support and your tangible encouragement of our Michigan children and youth in foster care. And why do we do this? Take a look at this recent snippet from our Christmas party for our Oakland County youth who are in care. This church family brings smiles, hopes, and a sense of belonging to these faces. It's a joy to experience God's love in action along with you in Christ's mission, inclusion, and community.
My name is Ernest Krug, and I'm Parish Associate here at the First Presbyterian Church of Birmingham. And it's been really a pleasure to be part of the life of this church. I see my functions in the church in three main categories. The first is in the area of worship. I have been privileged to be able to lead worship on Wednesday evenings in the chapel, and this has been an opportunity for me to provide a brief reflection on the gospel message for the following Sunday. I also have an opportunity to participate in worship on Sunday mornings, which I really appreciate as well. The other major area of involvement is in pastoral care. I enjoy visiting our members who are in the hospital, particularly at Beaumont Royal Oak, although I've visited members of the congregation in other locations as well, and visit members who are at Evergreen and at Woodward Hills. Finally, ministry support is probably the third area of major involvement, and that's particularly in the area of inclusion. I've enjoyed being staff support for the AIM program, and I've enjoyed being part of Rejoicing Spirits and contributing in whatever way I can to fostering inclusion of people of all abilities in the life of our congregation. I'll continue to look forward to continuing these same activities in the year ahead until Sarah and I relocate the beginning of June to New York.
My name is Hank Borchard, and I'm a retired minister in Detroit Presbytery. Since retiring, I have become a Parish Associate, which means that I do what I'm asked to do in the church by the head of staff pastor. This has involved me as a member of the Staff Relations Committee, doing work evaluating the various staff people I have a relationship with at least 2 of the staff people to get them working on goals for the future. And I enjoy doing a lot of adult education things in addition to being a part of the Staff Relations Committee. At this point in time, in January of 2015, I am teaching a class on the Book of Confessions. After worship on Sunday, the creeds that we subscribe to and find interesting, and in the spring I will be doing something else with regard to a guest that has begun by the name of Dr. Otati, who's coming to First Pres, and will be a part of the team of people at the church that deal with his goals.
I'm Dawn Swarthout, and I'm the Communications Coordinator here at FPC. When thinking about what the highlights of the year are for my position, it would be the ability to communicate weekly with the congregation what is happening in this church's life. We have several weekly documents that I develop, 2 weekly worship bulletins, 8:30 and 10, and the weekly insert to the bulletin, which we call First Things, and the weekly email that is distributed on Wednesday. I work closely with the other staff to create these documents, and I'm lucky to have volunteers that help by proofreading and copying these documents. Cindy Judson, Swid Kirchhoffer, Sandra Nichols, and Jan Stewart proofread the bulletins, and Bob Morrill, Jack Chandler, Al Woodworth, Riggs Miller, Bob Dahl, and Roger Struck are the bulletin guys who copy all the bulletins and First Things every Thursday morning. They also do special projects such as brochures, letters, and other documents that need to be duplicated. This is a weekly hour-and-a-half commitment minimum that these gentlemen do that I am extremely grateful for. They make sure the 60-year-old paper folder is in great working condition too. First News is our church's bi-monthly newsletter of articles and pictures that I put together with articles written largely by staff members. We are pleased that our copier is able to produce this high-quality color newsletter in-house. I also work on proofreading, editing, and printing letters, brochures, and advertisements, as well as preparing bulk mailings from the church. One document I worked on this year that was a large undertaking by myself and several volunteers was the 180th anniversary booklet. Bruce McChrystal put forth the idea of creating a booklet that described how the church has impacted members' lives in the community. Bruce, Diane Burt, and Barbara Hoover interviewed several members and staff. It also has a brief history of the church and its pastors, grants made by First Foundation, and other interesting highlights about our church and denomination. I compiled it into a 40-page booklet. Our copier printed this booklet, and we have distributed over 300 copies. I hope that by communicating frequently and in different ways, everyone at church knows what we have to offer and can become better connected in this community.
Hello, I'm Kim McGlynn, Membership Coordinator at First Presbyterian Church of Birmingham, Michigan. I've had the honor of working in membership for over 9 years. My position has grown since I began working part-time here at FPC. My original purpose was to call missing active members and reconnect them with them regarding their relationship with First Pres. Since the arrival of Dr. John Judson almost 6 years ago, I've continued making the missing member calls, but have been given the opportunity to take membership to the next level. Our new connection gatherings are for those wishing to learn more about the life at First Presbyterian and then becoming, hopefully, an active member. The 2014 fall class had 20 new members, our largest class in many, many years. First Pres has a ministry called Member Connect that connects members socially. Very exciting and new this year at the Wednesday night Connect dinners. We now have kids 12 and under eating for free, plus intergenerational programs during Advent and Lent. I'm also happy that our Labor Day barbecue at Skyline has been well attended and super fun for 4 years in a row. New this year, we have a senior singles group that began in November 2014 and already has 20 regular folks getting together once a month for adventurous outings that is more fun to do as a group versus alone. The Casserole Club is still going strong, which provides meals to those in need for a short period of time or a family with a new baby. Lunch and Learn continues to draw not only First Presbyterian members, but the community as well, with interesting and articulate speakers. For the past 7 years, on Monday mornings, a group of parents with young children come to FPC for a community open play group called Stay and Play. The group remains to be popular, giving parents and young children the opportunity to get out of the house, meet up with others, and play in a safe environment, all for free. There is much more connecting that happens at First Presbyterian, and I'm happy to be part of this mission-oriented, inclusive, and growing community.
Hello, I'm Jay Kafarski. I went to Sunday school at First Presbyterian Church of Birmingham, sang in the choir in 1970, and married the love of my life, Mary Monroe, right here. Our wedding was officiated by Morgan Roberts in 1981. Mary and our daughter, Jennifer, were confirmed here. I was an elder at the First Presbyterian Church of Troy. We have been back attending First Birmingham since 2009, in all spending 16 years here. In August, I joined the staff as the financial assistant at Everybody's Church. The financial assistant is responsible for many things, which include retrieving, sorting, and opening mail, organizing and processing deposits for the general fund and First Foundation, reconciling the bank accounts, working with members to set up automatic electronic payments. I file all the paperwork, I pay all the bills, manage the general ledger, administrate human resources, prepare and process payroll, input pledge card information, provide monthly financial data to the ministries of the church, organize budget information as it develops. My hours are Monday through Thursday, and I look forward to coming to work every day. Now, not everyone can say that. From my vantage point, Everybody's Church is an exciting and happening place. I am proud to be part of this staff, and I am consistently impressed with the energy and enthusiasm they have to providing a high-quality program for everyone. I am also impressed with our congregation. I see you from a different perspective now. What a great group we have, and I feel good to be part of it. Funny thing about my position, I know all of you by name, but I don't recognize many of you. Grab me and say hi when you get a chance. I look forward to meeting you. Good luck and good health in 2015.